Our planet is a theater of constant change, a relentless cycle of creation and extinction where countless species have risen, flourished, and vanished into the mists of time. Yet in the quiet corners of our world, in the deep oceans, remote islands, and ancient riverbeds, there are survivors. Creatures that have defied the odds, weathering cataclysms that wiped out the dinosaurs and reshaped continents. They are living echoes of a past so distant it seems almost mythical, carrying the legacy of hundreds of millions of years in their very being. Our journey begins on the shallow, sandy shores of our coastlines, during the high tides of a full or new moon. Here, an ancient ritual unfolds, one that has been repeated for an almost unimaginable length of time. The horseshoe crab, an animal that looks more like a creature from science fiction than a resident of our modern beaches, emerges from the water. Its helmet-like shell, or carapace, is a design of perfect simplicity and strength, a piece of biological engineering that has required little to no modification for eons. This creature is not a crab at all, but more closely related to spiders and scorpions. Fossil records show us that creatures almost identical to the ones we see today were scuttling along the seabeds 450 million years ago. Perhaps most remarkably, their copper-based blue blood contains a special clotting agent, Limulus amebocyte lysati, which is extraordinarily sensitive to bacteria. So as we watch them congregate on these moonlit beaches, we are not just observing an animal, we are looking back through a vast corridor of time. For decades, the scientific world believed this next creature was long extinct, a relic known only from fossilized remains. Then, in 1938, off the coast of South Africa, a fishing trawler pulled up a most unusual catch. It was a large, oily fish, with fleshy, lobe-like fins that looked almost like primitive limbs and a strange, three-lobed tail. The Coelacanth, the ghost from the Cretaceous, was alive and well, hiding in the deep volcanic caves of the Indian Ocean. This remarkable fish is a member of a lineage that dates back over 400 million years. It is this feature that places the coelacanth in a pivotal position in our own evolutionary story. Today, we know of two living species of coelacanth. They are slow-moving, nocturnal predators drifting through the deep, dark waters, hunting for squid and fish. The coelacanth is not just a survivor, it is a messenger from a vanished world. We remain in the ocean's embrace but move to the deep slopes of coral reefs in the Indo-Pacific. Here a living jewel emerges from the darkness, a creature of mesmerizing geometric perfection. This is the nautilus, a cephalopod that has navigated the world's oceans in its iconic spiral shell for an astonishing 500 million years. The secret to its longevity is its magnificent chambered shell. As the nautilus grows, it adds a new, larger chamber to its shell, sealing off the old one. These sealed chambers are connected by a thin tube called a siphuncle. By precisely controlling this system, the nautilus can manage its buoyancy, allowing it to migrate vertically through the water column. Peeking out from this protective home is a creature with many more tentacles than its cousins, up to 90 of them, lacking suckers but coated with a sticky secretion to grip its prey. We now travel to the land, specifically to a few remote windswept islands off the coast of New Zealand. Here lives a reptile so unique it is the sole survivor of an entire order of animals. This is the tuatara. It may look like a lizard, but it is not. The tuatara is a treasure trove of ancient anatomical features. It possesses a third eye on the top of its head, a parietal eye complete with a lens, cornea, and retina. Its teeth are not separate structures but sharp projections of the jawbone itself, and it has a second row of teeth in its upper jaw, a feature unseen in any other living reptile. They are most active in cool weather, a trait that sets them apart from most other reptiles, allowing them to hunt for insects, eggs, and small birds in the chilly New Zealand nights. In the quiet gaze of the tuatara, one can almost feel the immense weight of time. It is a silent witness to the ages, a living fossil that carries the genetic memory of a world we can otherwise only glimpse through rock and stone. From remote islands we now turn our attention to the great river systems of the northern hemisphere. In these murky flowing waters patrols an ancient giant. This is the sturgeon, a living fossil whose ancestors swam in the rivers and coastal waters when dinosaurs still walked the earth. The sturgeon's body is a fortress of primordial design. Instead of the fine, overlapping scales of modern fish, it is covered in 5 rows of large, bony plates called scutes. Its mouth is located on the underside of its long snout, and is toothless and protrusible, used like a vacuum to hoover up crustaceans, worms, and other food from the riverbed. These are fish of impressive scale and longevity, Some species, like the beluga sturgeon, can grow to enormous sizes exceeding 5 meters in length and living for over a century. But like the nautilus, the sturgeon's ancient lineage is now threatened by modern pressures. Overfishing for their prized eggs, which are processed into caviar, has devastated their populations worldwide. We now plunge into the crushing pressures and eternal darkness of the deep sea, a realm where life takes on bizarre and alien forms. It is here, thousands of feet below the surface, that we find a creature that truly seems to have been dredged up from a prehistoric nightmare. This is the goblin shark. Its appearance is utterly unique and startling. It has a soft, flabby, pinkish body, a testament to a life lived in a world without sunlight. Its most defining feature is its long, flattened snout, shaped like a blade or a trowel. This snout is covered in specialized organs that can detect the faint electrical fields produced by prey, but its most terrifying feature is revealed only at the moment of attack. When prey is detected, the shark's jaws can catapult forward, almost to the end of its snout, snapping shut with a set of long, nail-like teeth. Because it lives at such extreme depths, the goblin shark is rarely seen by humans. Most of what we know comes from the handful of specimens accidentally caught in deep-sea fishing nets. Leaving the dark abyss, we return to the sunlit waters of the tropics, to rivers, lakes, and estuaries. Here lurks one of the planet's most formidable and successful predators, the crocodile. This is not just an ancient animal, it is a vision of the Mesozoic era, alive and thriving in the 21st century. The crocodilian body plan is a masterpiece of predatory engineering, honed over 200 million years. Their powerful jaws can deliver one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom. Their streamlined body, powerful tail, and webbed feet make them brutally efficient hunters in the water. Yet they are equally at home on land, capable of surprising bursts of speed. Their success is also rooted in their patient, energy-efficient lifestyle. A crocodile can lie motionless for hours, appearing as a floating log, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. From the enormous saltwater crocodile, the largest living reptile, the crocodilian form has proven its worth time and time again. They are not relics, they are rulers of their domain. Our next subject takes us back even further in time to a point before the evolution of jaws. In cold rivers and coastal seas, we find the lamprey, a creature whose lineage stretches back 360 million years. The lamprey's defining feature is its mouth, or rather its lack of one. Instead, it possesses a circular, sucker-like oral disc, filled with concentric rings of sharp, horn-like teeth. Many species are parasitic, attaching themselves to fish and feeding on their blood and bodily fluids. It is a macabre but highly effective survival strategy. They begin their lives as blind, harmless larvae called amocoetes, burrowed into riverbeds, filter feeding for several years. After this long infancy, they undergo a radical metamorphosis, developing their fearsome oral disc and large eyes before migrating to open water for their parasitic adult phase. Looking at a lamprey is like looking at a creature from another planet, yet its biology holds clues about our own deep past. It is a strange and unsettling survivor, a blood-sucking time traveler. For our next two survivors, we leave the animal kingdom behind to explore the equally ancient world of plants. Our first subject is a tree you may have seen lining a city street, its distinctive fan-shaped leaves turning a brilliant gold in the autumn. This is the ginkgo biloba, and it is no ordinary tree. It is a living fossil in the truest sense, the only surviving species of an entire division of plants. During the Jurassic period, ginkgo trees were widespread across the globe, their leaves eaten by sauropod dinosaurs. The ginkgo's resilience is legendary. It is exceptionally resistant to pests, diseases, and even air pollution, which is why it is so favored as an urban tree. Perhaps the most poignant testament to its endurance comes from Hiroshima, Japan. After the atomic bomb was dropped in 1945, 6 ginkgo trees growing within a mile of the blast survived. They were charred and seemingly lifeless, but they budded the following spring and are still alive today. The ginkgo is more than just a tree. It is a symbol of strength, longevity, and the profound power of life to endure. Our final living fossil was completely unknown to science until 1994. Its discovery is one of the most exciting botanical finds of the 20th century. Deep within a remote, sheer-sided gorge in the Wollemi National Park, just 100 miles from Sydney, Australia, a park ranger stumbled upon a grove of strange, majestic trees. They had bubbly, chocolate-brown bark and unusual fern-like foliage arranged in neat rows. This was the Wollemi pine, a tree thought to have been extinct for 2 million years. Fossil records show that the ancestors of this tree were part of the landscape during the Jurassic period, over 90 million years ago. Finding a living Wollemi pine was the botanical equivalent of finding a small dinosaur still alive and well. The location of the wild grove, fewer than 100 adult trees, remains a closely guarded secret. The tree's appearance is wonderfully prehistoric. Its multiple trunks and the bubbly texture of its bark are unique, and its leaves are flat needles arranged in 2 ranks along the branchlets. We have journeyed from the moonlit shores of the Atlantic to a secret canyon in Australia, from the crushing dark of the abyss to the sunlit rivers of the tropics. We have met 10 survivors, 10 living fossils that have carried the spark of life across unfathomable gulfs of time. These creatures and plants are not merely curiosities, they are masters of endurance. They are a profound connection to the deep history of our planet, a history of catastrophic change and incredible resilience. Their continued existence in our modern world is a privilege to witness, a humbling reminder of life's tenacity. The stories of the horseshoe crab, the Coelacanth, the tuatara, and all the others are not yet over. They now face their greatest challenge, navigating a world dominated by a single powerful species, us. Their fate, after hundreds of millions of years of survival, now rests in our hands. They are a precious inheritance, a living library of biological solutions and ancient genetic codes. Protecting them is not just about saving a species, it's about preserving the very story of life on Earth, a story of which we are just the latest chapter. Their epic journey through time inspires a deep sense of wonder and curiosity about the natural world. There is still so much to discover, so many secrets hidden in the depths, the forests, and even in plain sight. By understanding their past, we can better appreciate the intricate web of life that sustains us all today. Let us hope that future generations will also have the chance to marvel at these incredible time travelers, these enduring echoes of a lost world.